Good morning, everybody. We made it. Today's April 8th, Wednesday. Today we have one task, and that is to finish our outline, right? We've done our intro, we've done our three bodies, and now we need our last paragraph to make it 5 paragraphs, which is the conclusion. So that's our agenda for today, to draft your conclusion. And song of the day is a song I have linked there, because you need to take essay writing Despacito. Okay? All right, so if you look at the slide, the directions are to use the documents from Enduring Issues Assessment Day 1. So you're going to have to go back into Google Classroom, pull out the documents that you wrote, or just go back into your old paragraphs so that you have an idea of what you wrote. And then, as always, is an accompanying document. Just to remind you, the question of this essay was, how has the enduring issue you identified affected groups of people, or how has it changed over time? So you guys argued based on, you collected your evidence and you argued what the enduring issue was during this time, this like presented in these documents, and how it impacted people. You either chose positive, you either chose negative, and you argue that based in your analysis. So for our conclusion, what you're supposed to do, the first thing you have to have in your conclusion is to restate your thesis. So you have your thesis statement. This is the example that I asked you guys to write. Remember, the throughout history, and then you put your enduring issue, and then you chose your argument, whether it's positive or negative, and your documents. Okay, you have that already written down. Just put it back in there, copy and paste. Or if you want to reword it, you can. It's better for you to reword it. But make sure you keep the same point. Then after that, you have to give your examples in history and how it has shown. Now, how has history shown this issue, which is what the document showed you. So you're going to summarize the documents, not restate everything you said before, but summarize it quickly so that the author can remember, or the reader can remember your claims. Why is it that you chose these documents in the first place? And then restate the impacts. All right. So that way you're hitting the nail on the head. You're telling this reader, like, this is what happened. Remember, the whole point of this is to argue. And when you argue, you can repeat some things. All right. So, and then the last task for your conclusion is to explain how this issue continues today. I mean, you chose it for a reason. It has to have. You've stated that it's appeared throughout history or has changed, but do we see it today? So make connections to today, which is very important. This is why the Enduring Issues essay is called Enduring Issues, because it's endured or it's changed. Okay. And how does it impact the world? What can we learn from this? Go ahead and answer those if you can. And that's your conclusion. That wraps up your outline. And here are some examples of what the regents stated was a 4. So this person here stated a very general, broad statement in their thesis. It's happened with some significant changes, so it argued it changed. And it stated that it's claimed. So it's talking like a negative impact if governments don't come together, something's going to happen in the future. And environmental damage restates enduring issue. That received a 4. And then you have the score of 2, very short, which is less than what I'm asking you. But I know you're capable of doing more. You're able to get that 4 or 5. This person stated overpopulation is their enduring issue seen today, and it uses China as an example. And it poses a question whether governments can do something, but very broad, not vague, not very specific. Well, where I'm asking you to be specific, all right? So that way we go above that. So that's your task for today. If you have any questions, I'm available on Google Classroom, Remind, and email. If you guys forgot your enduring issues, here's your word bank. Here's the prompt. Here's examples again, blown up for you. And then as always, submit. Look.